You go first.
Just Hagrid. He is such a gentle giant. So hilarious. I mean, such an important character. And I feel like this in the book really shows character development for him, like a different side of him. Yeah, we know he's, big and soft and fluffy, and he likes animals because he's the gamekeeper and stuff, and he likes creatures. But in the book, we see a completely different side of him here, where throughout those couple of weeks where he's completely lost on his gamekeeping duties, instead focusing entirely on his new baby, you see a different side. And I wish we could have seen that in the movie.
He's such a dragon mom.
Yeah, I mean, but I wish we could have seen to the extent of crazy. Even in just a 15-second clip or something, Hagrid with feathers and brandy bottles everywhere, and the hut in chaos, kind of a little bit singed or something, and then
I'm still just being like, oh, look at my baby.
And holding the tree, looking at each other, and Ron with a little quippy remark or something. That would have been cool. Yeah.
They missed it. Hagrid was great. So interestingly enough, I'm going to go with the fact that, so you and I talked about book versus movie that will come up later, but it had to do with the enchantments around the Sorcerer's Stone. And I realized as Hagrid was naming everything off, because I was trying to think to myself which enchantment belonged to who,
right? I
realized that there are 7 security enchantments on the Sorcerer's Stone. And 7 is a significant number in all of this magical number. 7 all across the books, across many other places that you'll find out later. But I found it interesting that there are 7 enchantments on the Sorcerer's Stone. So there's Fluffy. Yeah, so as Hagrid was naming them off, he said, well, besides borrowing Fluffy from me, which would be 1, then there's McGonagall, Sprout, Flitwick, Quirrell, Snape, and Dumbledore himself, which makes for 7 enchantments on the Sorcerer's Stone. And so that was and then I was trying to think, wait, but what was Dumbledore's? I'm so dumb, literally, because it's super obvious when we get there, folks. But yeah, so that was my takeaway, was they snuck in. And it was because you know how we talk about every time we read them, we notice a little something else? I just happened to notice it when I was going over the chapter again today for the summary, and was like, oh, 7 enchantments on the Sorcerer's Stone.
That's very interesting. I didn't recognize that either. I wouldn't have paid attention to counting them.
Yeah, because like I said, I was trying to remember what the enchantments were and which ones are in the book versus which ones are in the movie. And so as they were listing them out, I realized in total there's 7.
That's crazy.
Right? All right.
That's very interesting.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Is it time to make magic?
You know what time it is.
Yay! It's time to make magic.
It is time to make magic.